Okay, well, back at it. Been away for a couple days, couple shows. Got to get back in the swing of things. Welcome to the superpilotish channel. My name is Graham Wilson, and today in my basement, I'm going to be talking about election stuff. Ooh, who should you vote for? I'm not going to tell you that because we don't really get too political here on the superpilotish channel, but I'll talk a little bit about the elections process, and I'm a little disappointed in like where I gotta vote. So there's that, and then at the end, that'll be the first part. That's part of the elections critic. That'll be me criticizing the election setup, I guess. And then over here, luthier. That's a fancy name for a guy that works on musical instruments like violins or guitars. So I'm going to be doing the continuing saga of changing the pickup in my guitar here. So number one, let's get to the election stuff. So, in Canada, here we're going to be having an election on April 28th. And I don't know, I usually like to vote early and get it over with. So it's like, yeah, I'll be going down there and yeah, whatever, doing my voting. What do they call that? The suggestion box for slaves. I'll make a suggestion. But anyways, so what we get here is if you're filing your taxes in Canada, you can put on the tax return, register me with Elections Canada. That's the independent body that handles all the elections federally here, and then they send you a little card. So I got this card in the mail. I'm gonna cover up my name and address here. Don't want to get doxxed. Dun dun dun. So we got our little Elections Canada card. It kind of looks like that. It says Elections Canada, and it says information about the federal election Monday, April 28th. But I'm going to be voting early, so I'll get to that a little bit later. So in order to vote, you must be a Canadian citizen. Yep, got that. Be at least 18 years old on election day. Yep. And prove your identity and address. Driver's license will work for that. And you bring your card down with you. You say, here you go. And they say, oh, can I see some ID? Yep. And then, so if you get one of these cards, that means that when you filed your taxes, they already checked to see if you're a Canadian citizen. So you don't have to show any like passport or anything. So, yeah, there's that. Now that's the 28th. So that's a few days away. But today is the 14th. Okay. And you can vote early at your elections office until Tuesday, April 22nd. So I got lots of time to go vote and stuff like that. But I'm going to go down there today. And it's like, okay, I'll knock that off. I was out of town for a little bit. So it's like, well, we'll take a little stroll and go downtown and do some early voting. So it's like, okay, now where is it? I'll cover up this stuff here for totally top secret stuff. And we're going to go. Where is it? It is at right here, Elections Canada, 850 Olette Avenue, Windsor, Ontario. Open 7 days a week. Okay, so there's that. And I'm going to go down there. So I was thinking, where is 850 Olette? And it turns out it's the abandoned library that was closed 5 years ago. It's surrounded by fence to keep the homeless people out, and the downtown mission is right across the street. And if you saw the thumbnail there, the bums in the alley next to that weird looking house, well, that was from Google Maps, the Google Street View, and that house burned down after that. So it was like, okay, like there's gonna be bums all over the place there, and I can't figure out for the life of me why did Elections Canada choose that place to be the elections office for the whole city here. So like, it's my understanding that at election nighttime, dark out on the 28th, all the voters, all the polling stations got to get all their ballots and everything and bring them down to the office for safekeeping in probably the roughest part of town. It's like they couldn't find a strip mall with some parking or something. Like, I don't know what Elections Canada was thinking. Like there's bums all over the place there. They're all leaning over, all And I don't like if you're some senior citizen or you're going to be, I don't know, anyone that's like not as crazy as me, like you're not going to go down there and vote early. You'll go by, you'll drive by, there's no parking, and you go, man, there's a collection of 20 bums shooting heroin in the back. You're not going to stop and go vote. Like, okay, elections, Canada, you fumbled the ball on this one. Someone there is being a moron. Okay. And that's all I got to say about that. It was like, wow. Yeah, it blows me away. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, I don't, step on any needles around there or anything like that. Oh, and Daniel, here we go. Thanks for the heads up. Audio, visual, all square. By the way, thanks. And yeah, so that I was just like, I'm gonna go down the ghetto and vote today. Hopefully I don't get robbed or. And the thing is, or like, who's going to park the car there? There's all these bums watching you get out of your car. They're going to bust your window and steal your stuff. It's like, okay, Elections Canada, yeah, good job. Yeah, I wonder if they're doing that. Did they purposely find like the worst spot in town to have an elections office? I can't think of any. The only other worst thing would be have it exactly in the downtown Mission with all the bums there. I don't know. But actually, they got to be sober to go in there and get food. There's another mission that you can be as messed up and schizophrenic and high as you want, and they'll give you food still. So that would probably be the worst place. So maybe the third worst place in town. Good luck. Good luck voting to me. Okay, I hope I survive. I don't know. Okay, so that's enough about that. I just had to rant and rave about that, and I'll let you know how things go on Wednesday. I'll count how many bums I see shooting up around the elections office. Or like, I don't even know how you get in there. It's surrounded by bum-proof fence. I don't know. Maybe just keep bums like me out. Okay, so let's get to the other fun stuff. That's all the politics I'm talking about. Now we got the guitar. Here we go. The ongoing saga of the guitar. And if you're watching this here, it's like, I didn't really have a topic to talk about, but I didn't even feel like doing a show because I just got back in town yesterday. But I was like, okay, the show must go on, and I got to get back in the swing of things. You break up your routine a little bit. It takes a little while to get back into it. So today I'm going to be taking off the Pickguard here, so I can get to the guts, so that I can eventually put in my new pickup, which is over here. All right. Now let's start taking off some screws. How many do I got to take off? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 screws got to come out. All right. Oh, but first we got to take the knobs off. And I was looking online. There's quite a bit of information on how to take these knobs off here. Some people like to say, I'm going to see if I can do this here. And they say like take a rag or something, put it underneath like that. I don't know if you can see it. Like that. Underneath, wrap it all around, and then pull it off. But I don't know. This is kind of a cheap guitar. I might just be able to pull it off like that. Can I do it? Oh, yeah. And then I'll make a mental note. Usually, like if you're going to do this yourself, take a picture of how the knobs are. So these knobs are all turned up, and they look like that. So we got volume and tone and stuff. Okay, that's my picture I'm taking right there. That's the way that is going to look when I put it back together. But normally you get your phone out, take a picture, so you put it back exactly the way it was. Okay, let's try it with this little rag underneath technique. You wrap it kind of tight. I don't know. I saw it on the YouTubes. Can I take it off? Oh, well, there we go. And now, hey, volume knob is off. I wonder if I can just use my fingernails to get under there. Yep, actually I can. Tone. And, yeah, might have to get the... let's try that little rag technique over here. And, okay. Let's see what the guts look like. Oh, there we go. That came off. Tone. All right, and then we also got our pickup switch over here. This little guy kind of goes back and forth. And that little guy has to come off too. So I think you just pull it straight off. Don't want to break it. I might have to break it. Yeah, there you go. Super pilotish busts it off. Oh, yeah, there you go. Just pull it right off. Pull it straight off. Got that little guy. Now, like I was talking about on the last thing, like anytime you are going to be taking things apart, whether it's your car, your motorcycle, guitars, anything, it's always good to have a little plastic bag to put all your things in so they stay in one piece. So there we go. This will be all the parts from the front. And then you could even get some masking tape or something, put it on there and label it. Now this is a tried and true system of keeping things all together, where the mechanics at the shop at the airport where I am, when they're taking apart an airplane, you know, you got to take an engine off or something, or you're inspecting the wings and all these little covers and screws and everything, canopy, cowling, stuff like that. They have a whole bunch of these bags around. So that is aviation approved. That's an aviation approved way of keeping things all organized. All right. Now I got good old Woody, my favorite screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver. And that works. So that's just like your regular Joe Blow size. I forget what it is, 2, I think. 1 is the big fat one. 2 is this one, and then 3 is the. All right, so we got this little guy into the bag. Number 1, boom. And yeah, so it's kind of funny the talking about these guitars and stuff like that, and you're thinking like, why would you want to take apart your guitar and do all this stuff yourself? Well, there's a lot of famous guitar players out there that they just made their own guitars. So it's like, if Eddie Van Halen can do it, I can do it, right? And so that's the one person I can think of the most that he made his what's it called, the Frankencaster or something like that. Yeah, he made. Oh, no, that's not it. Oh no, I'm talking these I'm screwing the wrong thing here. That's for the pickup. Oops. Yeah, so you're taking off the screws around. This is where I was making my mistake right here. I was undoing that because I was thinking it was coming around. Oops. Yeah, pay attention to what you're doing instead of just talking about Eddie Van Halen. So yeah, he made his own Frankencaster, just found parts and stuff like that, and Eddie Van Halen became Eddie Van Halen. And the other guy that made his own guitar was it Brian May from Queen? Yeah, he made his own guitar. He played that his whole career. I think he still plays it. And just all these guys that have more when they're young and back in the 60s or whatever, they got more time than money, so then they can they get little bits and bobs together and stick it all together and make a guitar. So, and then my very first guitar, it was a homemade job. It was bad. It was a horrible guitar. I don't know who made it, but I bought it for cheap, and it was an electric guitar, and the amp. Apparently, the amp was pretty good for that one, but the guitar was junk. I took it to my guitar teacher, and he said, "We said, okay, let's tune this up." And then the neck on it was so wobbly. If you tuned it up, the neck would kind of the more you tightened it, the neck would move all over the place, and it was just a real hunk of junk. The body was made out of just a piece of plywood with a plastic pickguard over it, just like this one. So, but I mean, it was cheap, man. But it did look like a Gibson SG. So there we go. I guess that's one of the reasons I got my Gibson SG in the first place, because that was like my first guitar. Although it was like a real crap, a piece of crap. So there's that. And still keeping all my stuff together. One more screw to go. Here we go. Let's see what this looks like. I don't know. Never did this before. So that's one thing you do as a YouTuber, is like, if you've never done something before, just do it live. All right, so here we go. I took off all the screws. This should come off theoretically, I guess. How would I get this off? Oh, it moves. Oh, here we go. Check this out. Let's see if I can get you. So this is coming up here. Let's see what the guts look like. Let's see if I can hold it up. All right, what's it look like under here? Oop. Oh, we got some wires and stuff. There we go. That's what the inside of a guitar looks like, I guess. Never seen it before. All right, am I going to break something here? I don't know. All right. Okay, so there's that. And then the pickup. I wonder if I could just flip that up. Oh, okay. You kind of flip it up like that so you can see the back. Oh, wrench is late here. That's okay, wrench. I'm just taking my guitar apart. So this little back part here, it's kind of gold looking. That's the back of the pickup I'm going to take out. It looks like I just unscrew it. Now, I don't know where I'm supposed to solder that to. I guess it's over here somewhere. Anyways, I'll spare you guys the the pulling out of the hair to figure out how to solder this and everything. But I'll have to do that. Well, I guess it's all kind of never seen the inside like that. It's like some little leftover, not paint, but kind of lacquer in there or something. Yeah. Pretty cool. All right. So I'll have to do some destruction on that. We'll see what it sounds like. Okay. So there we go. Got that off. That is done. We'll put that back like this. Ooh, don't break it. And how can I keep that from falling over? All right. Well, I got that. Okay. That's all my screws and stuff. We'll seal that up. And all right. We got that. And I'll just, okay, maybe I'll label that later. Maybe I'll label that later and do something there. I don't know. You know what? Maybe I'll put some masking tape on here just to keep it from falling over. I won't keep it on there for very long, so I don't think it'll damage the finish or anything. But if you ever do have masking tape like this and it stays on for like a really long time, what should I do? This? Yeah, I'll do this here. Yeah, if you have masking tape on for a really long time, the thing to take off the little glue or whatever it is that's on the back, that sticky part, glue stuff. If you use mineral spirits, that takes it off really nicely. Because I had a car and the guy had a for sale sign in the back of it held on by, I forget whether it was Scotch tape or masking tape or what, but he had the for sale sign in the back window forever. And I took it off and there was all this glue on the back window of my car. So Googled it up. Mineral spirits takes off the glue really nicely. And yeah, in Canada, we call it Varsol. It's kind of a trade name, I guess. There we go. So that'll keep things from falling apart with my little, hey, there, you know, that almost looks like Eddie Van Halen's cool stripe job. So anyways, maybe I'll paint it up with green. Okay, there we go. So one more step done, and then I'll do all the soldering and stuff. You won't have to, yeah, like, I don't know how you could show that here. But anyways, that's about it for there. I'll put Woody back where he belongs. And while I'm at it, I'll put my needle nose pliers back. It's like they say in a machine shop, it's like you're not done until you're cleaned up and all your tools are put away. So hey, how long was that job? It only takes an hour. It'll take you a half hour to clean up, though. So let's see what we got here. Okay. Wrench came in a little bit late. That's okay. Thanks for showing up, Wrench. Okay. What do we got here? We'll have to ask Wrench because I remember Frankenstrat. Ha ha ha. It would make an excellent t-shirt or bar bet. Okay. And okay, what's this here? So most other industries are totally crimped now. No solder. Will guitars go that way? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know too much about like the difference between crimping and soldering. You would know that better than me as the engineer. But yeah, I guess if you're crimping it, it would probably be cheaper to assemble because you just stick it and crimp it. You know, whatever's cheaper usually wins. So I wouldn't doubt that. But then there's like for guitars and guitarists, from just kind of what I've experience, not like I'm a pro or anything, but there's a lot of times it's like, oh, if the electrical connections make a big difference in your tone, or it's like, oh, it won't sound like a Les Paul if you crimp it, you got to solder it. There could be some things like that. So I would say they would probably hold off, because like musicians are kind of superstitious that way, I think. But probably cheap Chinese stuff, yeah, crimp, here you go, $100 for a piece of crap guitar, which is just a little bit cheaper than that cheap thing. But all right, we'll see what is up here. Talking about masking tape, Wrench says he buys blue masking tape now, comes off clean. WD-40 is my go-to for glue remover. Yeah, I've heard that works too, but good suggestion. We'll take that under what do you call it? I'll take that under advisement, under something. Yeah, something like that. And Seafoam Green is the best green. Seafoam Green is pretty cool for Stratocasters. It's like the really very kind of like surf, that 60s surf kind of sound and stuff. That'd be cool to have a Seafoam Green Stratocaster, or a Telecaster too. Would be kind of cool. Very surfy. And I mentioned the Frankenstrat earlier there too. And Frankenstrat, yeah, versus the Frankencaster. Yeah, did I call it Frankenstrat or Frankencaster? Yeah, okay, Frankenstrat. Yeah, that was it. Okay, yeah, that's about it for today, guys. Looks like I was successful getting back in the swing of things. I did get some kind of content here, and I'll be mucking away. I'll keep you up to date on the elections stupidity here in my town. Hopefully I don't get shot going to vote today, or robbed, and step on a needle. And then we'll see how that goes. And there we go. Maybe we'll talk something a little bit more airplane-y on Wednesday. There's been a few crashes, which I don't really want to talk about because there's been fatalities, and I'd rather hear some like really good landing stories, but that never really makes the news. So and we got a question here too. Am I riding the BMW yet? Not quite. That's gonna probably come out very, very soon. It's just getting, like, I like to usually ride my bike around about 70 degrees Fahrenheit for American people. 20 degrees Celsius is nice to have. Just wear my leather jacket, jeans, boots, whatever, and that's not too hot to go riding. You can go on the highway a little bit. It's still kind of warm. So that's like my ideal temperatures, between 70 and 80 for riding my motorcycle. But not quite yet. And I was late getting the oil changed on it too. I didn't do it in the fall like I usually do. I put it off too far. But I'll probably give it an oil change and then take it for a spin. Probably in another, maybe next week after. Okay. And you are welcome, Daniel. Happy spring. Time to clean out all your wool driving calves, flat calves. Good. And there we go. Easier to keep from getting shot boating on a fast bike. Yeah, do a drive-by voting. Like, all right, here you go, guys. All right. So that's about it. Okay, I'll be back on Wednesday with whatever update, and hopefully we'll have some good videos of like cool landings or something like that. Some good news in aviation. And that's about it. I'll be back on Wednesday because I do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern, and we'll kind of shut her down. So thank you for watching. Bye.